They told me I wouldn't sleep at all, and for the most part, they were right. Here's what happened when I went camping in Antarctica. I recently had the opportunity to go camping in Antarctica. Yeah, you heard that right, camping on the white continent. And if you've ever had questions about what that might be like, are there tents? Spoiler alert, there are not. Or what kind of person might enjoy this, and maybe if it's for you, then stay tuned. I'm Jennifer, the owner of Canopy of Stars Travel, and I'm so excited that you're here today. Now, if this is your first time to visit us, go ahead and drop a hi in the comments below so that I can welcome you to our community. And if you've been here before, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when we release more information. Okay. Camping in Antarctica. It's not like you're just going to put your backpack and go on. This is an excursion that is often offered if you are on an Antarctic cruise. And it is an excursion that I decided to sign up for. It was really exciting. Let me tell you how it works. Before your excursion actually begins, there's often a lecture to tell you what to expect and how your experience will work. For example, I mentioned there were no tents. You dig what is called a coffin hole. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's going to be a hole about as wide as you are and about as tall as you are and about 3 or 4 feet deep. From there, you'll lay down the equivalent of what feels like 2 yoga mats to kind of protect you from the snow. Then you get inside a liner. That is what they wash every time somebody goes camping. The liner goes inside the sleeping bag, and then the sleeping bag goes inside something called a bivy bag. The bivy bag is both waterproof and designed to help keep heat in. Now, don't worry about being too cold because the truth is, with all those layers, you'll stay warm. On the day of your excursion, they gather everyone together, and everybody that's going camping together will actually eat at the same time. They're really trying to make sure that that group of people gets fed quickly and that they're able to go out. Another thing that you absolutely have to agree to is there is no alcohol at that meal. One of the really cool things about an Antarctica cruise is that those drinks are included. However, again, there's no alcohol before you get out of the ship because you've got to get into a Zodiac, and then you've got to get onto the continent, and then you have to start doing things like digging your coffin hole. Take a bag and make a hole?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We're already off to an auspicious beginning.
Captain's log 42!
Every time I take a step, I take it to the snow up to my knee. Of course, we have to dig a coffin hole, so maybe those holes will help me get started. Here we go. So, I have dug a coffin hole, which is 2 or 3 feet down in the snow to protect us from the wind and the elements that'll go across us, so you can see. Yeah, I'm kind of down in here. Thankfully, a new friend from the cruise helped me do that, and you can see behind me the red bag. That is the waterproof bag that held all the things to carry them there, and in there now are my pants and my coat. I have no hopes that they are going to be dry in the morning because there's snow on them, but I put them in there so that it doesn't get worse. Oh, there's a beautiful bird above us. And they've said that we won't actually sleep a whole lot on this, but it is magical. It is 10:30. This adventure started at 9 o'clock p.m. It's been an hour and a half, but I'm finally in bed, and it is about 28 degrees outside. The winds are blowing at about 28 miles an hour, but inside the coffin hole, the winds are not bad, so that's good. One thing to note, though, evidently, this is where many, many penguins have been in the past because there is penguin guano. Penguins mix their pee and poop, and it is called guano, kind of like bat guano, and it is down several layers. There were layers of that, and then there are layers of a green algae, which is one of the really important microorganisms that lives here in Antarctica. So take a look and see my view from here. Safety is always top of mind when you are cruising to Antarctica, but especially when you're doing an expedition camping. And that is why there were several members of the expedition crew who were with us camping. Now, they actually did not sleep. They were kind of our lookout. And one of the safety things that they do is, in addition to having your expedition crew with you, is the ship must always have a line of sight view to the campers. You guys know we were wearing those bright green parkas, which are easy to see, even very late at night, because you're in the southern hemisphere. It is summer there, so the days are much longer. So it didn't get totally dark. There was something really kind of interesting that happened. So you already know, spoiler alert, I didn't sleep a whole lot. Because you're in so many layers, you've got your liner that you're in the sleeping bag, in the bivy bag, and by the time you've taken off your boots, things just kind of get squished under there. So it wasn't completely comfortable, definitely not a 10 out of 10 sleeping conditions. But there was at one point where I realized it was snowing. It was hitting my bivy bag, and I was kind of in that twilight sleep. I opened my eyes enough to realize it was still kind of light outside. It was probably close to 1 a.m. at that time. But it was snowing, which I thought was kind of cool. What I didn't know was a major storm had actually just sprung up. It wasn't anything anybody could predict. It just happened. And at one point, the ship's crew were talking to the expedition crew about having us close the camp down very quickly and getting us out before the storm hit. However, the storm hit very quickly and was moving very quickly. So they had us stay in place. Again, we were completely unaware because we were trying to sleep. You're in a coffin hole. You can't hear, you can't see anything. But like I said, I do remember it snowing, and I do remember the winds picking up really hard and really not caring, because all I wanted to do was sleep because I was that tired. Again, they let us stay there because the storm came up quickly, happened quickly, and went past. It would not have been safe to have us leave the campsite at that time. Again, so the decision was made. Really thankful that they were thinking everything through. Again, amazing experience. Good morning. So we just got back from sleeping on the continent of Antarctica. When we got on the ship, they had a hot toddy ready for us, complete with liquor if you wanted to add that. It is way too early, so I didn't. They also gave us a warm towel and a little brown box. It's got breakfast, it's got a pastry, it's got a Monte Cristo, it's got an apple. Cheers to sleeping on the continent of Antarctica. We got back on the boat at about 5:30 in the morning. So I took my brown box breakfast, that's it, my brown box breakfast back to my room and basically slept for the next 5 hours. I did go back down to the mudroom later in the day. The mudroom is your launching room. That's where you're gonna go and take all of your Zodiac expeditions, your camping, your kayaking, anything you do, all starts in the mudroom. I went back down, and as you can see, they had everything hanging up to dry, except the liners. Again, the liners get washed every time somebody uses them. One of the questions that people always want to know, and this is a valid and important question, is, what if I need to go to the bathroom while I'm camping? Well, you go to the bathroom. However, it's a very public bathroom, and in fact, it'll probably be the best view you will ever see from a bathroom. This is what it looks like. If you have any questions about Antarctica or camping or any part of it, go ahead and drop them below, because camping in Antarctica was like nothing I've ever done before. It was beautiful. It was silent in a way I couldn't expect. It was humbling, but it was also empowering, because when we step out of our comfort zone, especially way out of our comfort zone to do something like this, it makes us feel so alive. So if this has your curiosity piqued and you're interested and you're thinking, I'd really like to go to Antarctica, I'm so excited to share with you that Canopy of Stars Travel has put a group trip together that you can look into. I'm gonna leave the link to it in the description below so you can learn all the information. But it is sailing on February 18th of 2026 and going with our partner Atlas Ocean Voyages. So you will be wonderfully taken care of and pampered while you're on the ship. Maybe not while you're camping in Antarctica, but definitely while you're on the ship. So you can check that out. It has been so fun to spend this time with you. I wish you well. I wish you safe and happy travels, and I can't wait to see you under a canopy of stars.